Welcome back to the Make Space Boring Show. We're going to do a news spot here. I'm with Dylan Taylor, the one of the founders of Voyager Space Holdings. Don't want him to get mad at me for saying that he's the only founder, because that would not be true. But you recently acquired another company, your second business acquisition, and I wanted to find out and be able to share what that was and why you did it.
Sure. Yeah, we announced last week we acquired Pioneer Astronautics, which is a very well-known, very well-respected company in the technology space, focused in particular on planetary resources, founded and led by Robert Zubrin, who's a well-known space leader in the industry, best known probably for his Mars Direct plan that he wrote. Company was founded in the late 90s, really has gotten some recent traction with the focus on extracting resources from the moon and Mars, in particular the NASA ISRU program, where they had a very large win recently. And, you know, really for my money, they have the best intellectual property associated with extracting oxygen from moon soil, among other IP that they have. So we're very excited. Bob's a great mind and a great partner, and we think not only can we accelerate their product development and research and development plans, but it's going to further our capability internally as well.
Okay, and this is one of the great things that you can do with Voyager Space Holdings, since you do not have that limited venture capital fund lifetime
Right.
forcing you in and out of investments. You can stick around. Because strategically, I look at this and I go, well, that's interesting. ISRU, moon construction, and that it's not happening tomorrow. What's your timeline looking like for using this technology, this IP that you've probably bought and going to develop further, I assume?
Well, I think certainly the Artemis mission is, you know, depending on who you believe, it's, you know, somewhere between 2024 and 2026 that we'll be back on the moon. I do think, you know, notwithstanding change in administration, I do think we have to go back to the moon eventually, right? China's going back, and I think really the only debate in my mind is what year we're going to be back there. But and then obviously if we go back, the name of the game will be, how do you go back to stay? What technologies do you need to do that? And certainly oxygen, you know, is the gold, right, of the moon. Without oxygen, you're sort of dead in the water. So I think that's in my mind, that's the core technology that really matters in terms of a sustainable development or sustainable presence on the moon. So, you know, call it five years, I think, is probably when we'll reap the primary rewards from the IP. But certainly, as I mentioned earlier, they had a very large win with NASA here recently, and then obviously that's going to have some near-term economic benefit.
Okay. Is this part of a master plan to gobble up a certain range of companies, giving you a large capability to take action? Or are you looking to plug this into something somebody else is going to be doing?
No, we certainly, I think I might have mentioned when we last spoke together, we're really thinking about it from a capability first standpoint. So if you want to do very audacious and ambitious future space missions, what are the capabilities that you need internally? So we're definitely thinking about it that way. I think in the added case of Pioneer, there's such innovators and R&D experts that I think we can also leverage them to develop IP for other things we might be working on. You know, their team is as smart as it comes. I've seen a lot of IP in this industry over the years, and I would put their IP, you know, right up there with the best I've seen. So it's pretty amazing what they've been able to do.
Yeah, speaking of those minds, Dylan, these are folks who generally know what they want and know how to go about doing it. They're looking for resources in that. What's your thinking about handling, shall we say, strong personalities?
You know, I think it's all about enabling their genius, right? I mean, I think if you look at people who do perform at the very highest levels of any industry or any task, you know, where they get frustrated is when people, you know, stand in their way, or there's barriers to them, you know, playing their best game, so to speak. So to me, I'm all about enabling people to achieve their highest and best purpose, highest and best use. And I think that's the brilliance of the Voyager model. We're not trying to put people in boxes. We're trying to unleash innovation. And I think that's what this industry really needs.
All right, fantastic. Well, thanks for doing this, Dylan. Where can people go to find out more about this acquisition and maybe working with you?
Sure. Certainly our website, voyagerspaceholdings.com, or you can go to my personal website, dylantaylor.org, either one.
Great. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thank you, Jason.